Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen. Welcome to Shell Point Today for Wednesday, January 13th. On today's program, we will take you out to the butterfly garden on the island to discover the great enhancements that have just been made thanks to the generous contributions and hard work of your fellow Shell Point residents. And we'll find out which fats are good and which ones you should stay away from as wellness coach Maria Roelle joins us to talk about another program for positive health. But first, don't forget about Thursday's concert series event. The Southwest Florida Symphony presents a discovery concert entitled Beethoven's Eroica. This multimedia presentation will be conducted by Maestro Leif Bjalland as he chronicles Ludwig van Beethoven's creative journey of composing his first great symphonic masterpiece, Symphony No. 3, Eroica. The concert begins at 7:30 p.m. in the village church. Also, the Crystal Dining Room will be serving a special concert series buffet tomorrow evening. There will be no a la carte menu or dinner specials. Some of the delicious items that will be on the buffet include carved strip loin, braised pork, grouper, scalloped potatoes, braised red cabbage, pan-fried squash, steamed asparagus, whipped potatoes, gravy, cornbread, and build your own ice cream bar. All inclusive for $16.95. Looking ahead to Friday, don't forget it's Beach Day, the time for everybody's favorite outing to Delnor Wiggins Pass State Park in Naples. You'll enjoy fun, friendship, and food as a picnic lunch will be served and a traditional stop for ice cream will happen on the way back. The cost of the trip is $16 with ice cream on your own. Court pickups begin on the island at 8:30 a.m. Nestled in a comfy little spot on the island, across from the gardening plots, sets an oasis for those beautiful fluttering little creatures of springtime. But lucky for us here in Florida, we can enjoy the butterflies right now. Just head out to the butterfly garden and you'll be amazed at their beauty and the ease of access to their island habitat, thanks to the new enhancements recently made through the hard work and devotion of resident volunteers. Last week, a blessings ceremony was held at the garden in celebration of all that has been accomplished recently, and we were there to document the moment.
Hello, hello. As you look behind me, what a gorgeous background, because the sun is now shining. You can see the glistening water on the leaves, and you do see some butterflies out. So this is a perfect gathering for what we're intending to do today.
Being an animal and critter guy that I am, I like working with whenever there's critters involved. And this has been a beautiful augmentation of what we did so many years ago. It's wonderful to see so many people involved and so many people here today. It was an interesting project this time. We did some of it traditionally, but we also did sections of it with one of my contractors helping and assisting resident volunteers actually building the walkway and the deck that we just completed out here. And that was an interesting and fun process, and contractor said that the Shell Point volunteers were as cranky and cantankerous as any construction worker he works with, but they did a nice job. No, I don't think he'd say that if he was here, and I don't think he is here. No, it went very well, and we were very happy and pleased, and the guys worked hard. Everybody thought they'd come back in October. The weather would have been cooled off. We'd be out there working in nice, cooler weather. Well, it didn't cool off until Christmas time, so I noticed a lot of sweaty shirts out there while they were out there working on that, and I thank them for that. And I'd just like to recognize those folks, and it was Ed Johnston, Bart Sharp, Goss Goslin, Alvin Williams, Ken Foster, Jerry Wilson, Dennis Staley, and David Lee all put in a lot of long, hot hours out there, so I'd like to thank them for everything they did.
The garden story is all about love, transformation, and dreams. It all began in 1997 when Hermine Hartley gave a loving gift in memory of her mother, Hermine Peppinger. And that's what Bob was talking about when the garden began. In 2011, Goz Goslin and Alice DeBon initiated the revitalization of the garden because of their shared love of gardening and learning. Goz and Alice, along with the committee, had a vision of a walkway and deck going deep into the garden that was accessible for everyone. The best way to view a butterfly garden is from the inside out. and their vision was to give the Shell Point residents that opportunity. Unlike many butterfly gardens, we do not import caterpillars or everything is natural in our garden. Survival rate of caterpillars is about 2%. And so the addition of a screen room to our garden will allow us to increase our population dramatically.
I want to, just on behalf of our assisted living residents, and particularly the residents here at King's Crown, to extend a great note of appreciation to you all as volunteers and lovers of the butterfly garden for enhancing their backyard. They have the wonderful pleasure now of being able to walk out and enjoy the butterflies firsthand. As I come and go from the King's Crown and I see our residents sitting on the bench on the inside of the garden, and the butterflies are there. I can see them now, and I can enjoy watching them as they're prolifically coming and they're multiplying. And our residents are truly enjoying an enhanced life. So my deepest gratitude to you all as Shell Point residents for not only giving back to our community as a whole, but giving back to the residents here at King's Crown. Your efforts, your gifts, and your hard work are appreciated. So thank you from us to you as Shell Point residents.
Father, you alone are the one that produces beauty. You're the one who paints the colors on the flowers and on the butterflies. You are the author of the beauty that gives us peace and joy in our hearts. And so today we take this little piece of ground and we offer it to you. We ask that your presence would fill that place and bless every single person that puts their hand to the work in there. And we thank you for the joy that nature gives us and the ministry that beauty gives to each heart. In your name we pray. Amen.
The butterfly garden habitat is a magical place to be. It's a great place to experience peace and tranquility and to share the world of butterflies. We want to thank each of you who made these dreams come true, and please come and enjoy the garden. Thank you.
It's time now to get the skinny on the fat. Wellness coach Maria Roelle has a great health program coming up on Monday where you can learn about good and bad fats. You'll get the information you need about saturated and unsaturated fats, polyunsaturated oils, and trans fats. Here's Maria to talk with Heather Batty about the Health Connections class.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services. Today I have back Maria Roelle, our wellness coach that comes here often and gives us all of her interesting information and lets us taste some wonderful things. This topic is actually the skinny on fat. Hi, Maria.
Good morning. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. We always love to have you here. So I know this is definitely going to be an interesting topic, the skinny on fat. Everybody wants to learn about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe that they need to fill their diet full of olive oils and coconut oils and things like that in order to get more healthy. And really, we really should have less than 10% of our day in fat. And it should be, if possible, plant fat like avocados and whole olives and things like that. And people don't realize 10% of your diet calories for the day is a teeny tiny amount. So 2 tablespoons or even 1 tablespoon of olive oil and you're done for the day.
Really?
So or a quarter to a half of an avocado. And so if you have a half an avocado for breakfast and then cook your meals in olive oil and then put big olive oil on your salad, you're 20-30% of your calories in fat for the day, and you're way over.
So how then would you recommend, what would we cook with then? Or how would
a lot of times you can cook with a broth. Like if you eat meat, you could use a little bit of chicken broth or beef broth, and if you don't, you can use vegetable broth, or you can saute with tablespoons of water. You just add a little tablespoon of water and start sauteing and steaming your vegetables. And as it cooks, you just add a little bit more water. That's what we do at our house. Works really, really well. If you're using something that needs a little oil, then coconut oil is usually the best thing to cook in, because it cooks the best at high heat. It doesn't change its composition. Whereas olive oil changes its composition. Now I'm telling the whole class here.
Don't give away all your secrets, because we want them to come.
Olive oil does change its composition, and it's highly toxic at a high temperature, and it allows free radicals into your system. So yeah, it's just a matter of which ones and when to use them and when not to use them.
Now, I have always heard that women should probably intake more fat than men. Is that true, or no? Is that a myth?
I've never heard that, but I know that most women carry more fat than men, and we are kind of the fat we eat is fat we wear to a certain extent. But no, our brain is made up of almost all fat, so it's important to get some good fats in our system, whether it be from salmon or avocados should be our choice, but it's a matter of just the amounts. We just don't need as much as people are focusing on, because a lot of people focus on, low sugar, but then they go into the high fat, and then that's when you start running into trouble.
Right. Well, there's a lot to learn then, I guess, from this program. And this is going to be Monday, January 18th at 2:15 in the Social Center. Make sure you sign up and learn a little bit more from Maria on the skinny on fat. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, Academy News, menus, and Village Church Connections.
Welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley. This is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to go over the activities for you here today at Shell Point. At 7:45 this morning, we have the men's Bible study gathering in the Osprey Room on the island. And at 8 o'clock, pickleball will be played at the game courts behind the Resident Activity Center. The men's match play tennis will be down at the Woodlands Tennis Courts at 8 o'clock. At 8:45, you'll find Lilly & Company Jewelers here for their weekly jewelry service at the Resident Activity Center. Jurassic Travel will be in the Egret Room at 9 o'clock and stay till noon to help you with personal travel needs. Also at 9 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class trail walking. You want to meet at the kayak storage site. That's currently full. Also at 9 o'clock, we have the watercolor group with Phil Hilton down in the art studio in the tunnel. At 9:15, the card making and scrapbooking group will be in the Tarpon Room. And the ladies' Bible study will be in the Osprey Room at 10 o'clock. Also at 10 o'clock, the men's match play tennis will be going on down at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. We have a Health Connections class at 10:15, the State of Healthcare in Southwest Florida. That's at the Village Church. Sign up is required for that. At 10:15, the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Woodlands Commons Lake. And our last morning activity is an 11:30 Health Connections class, Bar Ball Edition. That's in the Health Club and is currently full. Caitlin, what's going on this afternoon?
Well, Bev, the afternoon starts out at 12:45 with the Health Connections class, Advanced Senior Strength, that's in the Health Club on the island and currently full. At 1 o'clock, chess will be available in the Library Lounge on the island. And from 1:30 to 3:30, the model train room will be open for tours and viewing, that's in the Island Tunnel. We move to 1:45 for a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility for Beginners, that's in the Health Club on the island and also closed. At 2:30, Jazz and Stuff will be giving a free concert in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. And at 3 o'clock, Bible study will be available in the Community Room of King's Crown. Another 3 o'clock is a Health Connections class, Pilates Stretch in the Health Club. And indoor bocce will be available in the Health Club at 4:30. We move to 5 o'clock. The singles table will be available at the Crystal Dining Room. No reservation is required. And at 5:45, the church choir rehearsal will be held in the choir room of the Village Church. We round out our Wednesday with prayer and praise at the Village Church. It starts at 7:15, and that concludes our day. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Wednesday. At 9 o'clock, smartphone videography will begin in the Sable Room of the Woodlands for those who signed up. Then at 1 o'clock, our intermediate bridge session begins in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Sign-up is required at either service desk. Let me tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Salute to Shakespeare 2016, our introductory session, 1 of 7. Ray Boyce of Rosemont is our instructor.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is bruschetta chicken with buttered penne and broccoli. The dinner special is the International Buffet for $14.95. The soup of the day is lentil. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a New Orleans burger with fries for $7.75. The dinner special is fried shrimp for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are New York strip with rosemary and garlic butter for $19.95 or chicken Florentine for $14.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hello, this is Village Church Connections. Welcome. My name is Arni Shareski, and with me today is Charlotte Stemple, and both of us are members of our International Ministries Committee. We're here today, Charlotte, to talk about Global Impact Week, which is coming up on Sunday, and will run through for the entire week. What's going to happen in your mind?
Well, what's going to happen is, number one, a terrific program. Number two, we have wonderful speakers coming. I can tell you that we have on the opening weekend a man named David Laufer, who has served in the Middle East and has a lot to say about our worldwide work now. And then we're going to have Charlotte Heisel, whom we had before, a few years before, and she was just beginning her work in Portugal when she came before, and now she'll be back to report on what's happened. And then we're having a man named John Sapia, and he's been working in Paraguay. So it's going to be very diverse, for one thing.
So it should be an exciting week.
It'll be exciting.
Now, in your thinking, Charlotte, why is a Global Impact Week like this, where we emphasize our international ministries, why is it so important as a local church to people who are serving overseas? You and your husband were international workers in Vietnam for many years. Mm-hmm. While you were there, what did you think about the local church back home? Why was that important to you?
Well, I don't have time to tell you all the reasons, but the main two reasons are because we were totally supported by the Great Commission Fund, which we emphasized during this week, and also because of the prayer that came from people to keep us on the field. In a way, because the Vietnam War was so prominent, it was on the news every night, a lot of people prayed for us. They couldn't believe we were there. Right. Even people now who served in the war that found out we were there then, they can't believe it. But the prayer of God's people gave us the confidence that we weren't out there doing some Lone Ranger thing. And so this conference is not only to inform us, but it's to really involve us in ways that we can be involved still in the worldwide work. It's going to be very exciting. I think every day is going to be different, and each day has some way we can learn something more.
Right. The ministry of the local church and the involvement is really quite critical. People are praying, and oftentimes when we pray for our international workers, we're really not aware of what they're doing or what their needs are, but the prayers of God's people are very effective in providing the needs that they have. My wife and I were missionaries many years ago in the Congo, and while we were there, we were involved in a very serious accident. The driver hit a young girl and knocked her down. We thought she was killed, but she wasn't. And a mob just engulfed us. We thought we were in great danger. And all of a sudden, everything went quiet. They gave us back the keys to the car and sent us on our way. We promised we would pay for her medical needs. Several months later, I got a letter from a lady in Canada that said, at such and such a time, I was awakened at night to pray for you because I thought you must have been in some problem. And we calculated the time, it was just about the same time. So we know that the prayers of God's people are very effective, and of course the support is very important. The village church provides a large amount of money for our international work, and that becomes very vital so that our missionaries are very wonderfully supported. They don't have to worry too much about that, and that's important. Well, it's going to be a great week, and we're going to have a great time on Monday, especially with a big banquet. And if our listeners and watchers don't have a ticket and would like to come, there might be some tickets available. We suggest they contact the church, 454-2147, and see if there might be a ticket available. The tickets are free, but you do need a ticket. That'll be at 6 o'clock Monday evening. Program coming up at 7:15. It ought to be a great week.
Yeah, I especially would urge people to come to the banquet. It's become a sort of tradition. And we'll meet all of the speakers, and we'll hear some good facts and good music, and especially a very good dinner.
Yes.
And it's true, you can get a free lunch or a free supper.
It happens. It will happen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we're going to enjoy our week, and we welcome you and trust you'll be able to come, be with us Sundays at 10:15 in the morning, 6:15 in the evening, during the week at 7:15. Do join us and have a great day.
Thank you for joining us for today's program for Wednesday, January 13th. On tomorrow's show, we will learn about diabetes medicines from Sharon Tilby. And Terry Colath will tell us what to expect at Monday's Pavilion Auxiliary 25-year celebration. Until then, I'm Dan Philgreen, thanking you for spending your time with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.